Next up, we've got another educational presentation coming your way, and it has to do with this beautiful furniture that's behind me, these Cort furniture pieces that they provided for the Together Again Expo, and they are going to be giving us a presentation on designing for safe environments in our brave new world. So obviously planning a space that facilitates safety and sanitation doesn't mean you have to sacrifice brand integrity or aesthetics. So Cort Events account executives Sarah Beck and Selena Mullinax are with us today. They're going to share creative and tangible solutions for your next event, meeting, and exhibit, and these innovative design concepts will help you maintain flow and connectivity, all while keeping your attendees safe. So here in person and the virtual people online, please welcome our next presenters, Sarah and Selena.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Beck with Cort Events, a Berkshire Hathaway company. If you can see on the presentation, you'll see the areas, the region that I cover, which is a majority of the Southeast. I have the west coast of Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, Tennessee, and up into Kentucky.
And hello everybody, my name is Selena Mullinax. I'm also an account executive at Cort Events. And if you work or live anywhere from Jacksonville down to Miami, I am your local account executive. What that means is anywhere that you're planning or designing events around the country, I'm your single point of contact, and that's the beauty of Cort. You have a local contact that you can work with at all times wherever your event takes place.
And we have 16 district offices around the country, and we help manage and we deal with all of them on a daily basis. So no matter where your event is, if you live or work in any of the areas we cover, we're your single point of contact. Feel free to jot our information down, and if you have any questions about what we talk about in the presentation, feel free to reach out.
So at Cort Events, we design experiences for our clients, helping them design whatever they need for their attendees through the use of our drape and furnishings. Today, we're here to show you how we can still do that in this brave new world by following CDC imposed guidelines.
It's going to look a little bit different, obviously, looking out, everybody in masks. Hopefully at home you're not having to wear a mask, but here we're all wearing masks. We're keeping our 6 feet of distance. Obviously, that's why we're standing away. We can keep our masks off for now. And obviously, wash your hands.
Yes,
Simple.
and I'm sure for those of you watching virtually, you might not know this, maybe you do already, but before we walked into the expo hall, we did have our temperatures checked. Anytime you go in and out, you get rechecked. Masks are prevalent everywhere. They're mandatory throughout the entire expo hall. And right now, I'm staring out at an audience that is individual seats 6 feet apart. So that's the beauty of this, but it works. So moving on, here's an example of stage design elements. This is what you could see in the new norm for stages. So they look very similar to what you're used to, right? The only thing we did was just separate the chairs for the speakers or panelists so that they are physically distanced. And every speaker also gets their own individual side table for their microphones, water bottles, and now their masks.
We kind of tried to create defining spaces with different greenery. You can use drapes. We also use some rugs to kind of really make the space feel defined. Another thing that this has really been used for, is focused on, is that people are doing a lot of virtual events. So this has been something that production companies, they've been really focused on creating a really warm, inviting space. We don't all want to see your living rooms, your offices, all the pictures of the kids in the background. So this is a way of when you come in and you want to create a really professional space, executives will use this to create content that they can send out to their teams.
Yes, and moving on, we have general sessions. Again, the setup looks very similar to the stage. You have the chairs separated at a distance. Every attendee has their own table. It gives them that sense of comfort and safety. They know that no one's sharing with them, that it's their own bubble, mind you. And here, what we have seen a lot is the general session room is the main room. It's now the hub for meetings and events taking place in person. There is an increase in hybrid, which is why you have less attendance because you're using more space. But what we're seeing here is this is your space for the day. So you go to a conference now, or you go to an event or a meeting, there's no longer breakout rooms where the attendee is running from one room to the other trying to find where to go. Instead, the speaker comes to the main room, which means you're sitting in these chairs longer, so they have to be comfortable.
Which means they need to be comfortable.
Yep.
You're sitting in one spot for a long period of time. It's important to kind of make sure the attendee can still be engaged while still being comfortable and being able to really focus on what the speaker is saying. So what we've seen a lot of questions and a lot of interest in is the tech tablet chair that provides, it's a nice comfortable chair. It provides your own desk. You have storage underneath, and it also, they can be chained together and have power, so you don't have to deal with them having to get up, recharge their phones, their laptops, and it just kind of, just like the NBA bubble we have, it kind of creates their own bubble for as long as they're going to be attending the event.
Yes, you probably have seen the next ones in our booth. We have a bunch of different lounge setups for you, but here's some examples for everyone watching virtually. So you'll notice what we did here. The creativity with design is with the use of those side tables or end tables. They're actually shown or located or placed by the furniture to show where you can sit. So the attendee now knows wherever there's a side table, I can sit there. On the other side, if you don't want to do that, we also have the decals. You can also see those in our booths. They tell you where you can sit or where you cannot sit. The adhesive is safe to go on our furnishings, but you can also put them on the rugs or carpets as well.
This is where a lot of our creativity comes into play, because in a lounge seating, you want to be close, you want to be talking to people. So this is where us event professionals, we can really hone in our creativity. So being able to use high back furnishings to kind of create that distance while still keeping that flow in the space, greenery, some of our lighting panels can really help warm the space up, and then also rugs as well.
Yes, it's definitely a welcoming environment. Speaking of welcoming, we have examples of registration booths. And my favorite thing here is the freestanding clear dividers that Cort has available for rental. They can be customized and branded however you'd like. So if you want to put sponsor logos, sponsor names, FAQs, directions, signage, just a pretty design, or keep them clear, you can do that too. They act as physical barriers in the line for people standing. Again, you can decrease that space of 6 feet apart because you now have that physical barrier. And on top of that, you'll notice our decals. So there's placement decals of footprints to show you where you can stand 6 feet apart. If you don't know how to measure that by now, we can do that for you.
This is a lot used in actual trade shows. So you got a lot of people coming through your space at one time. The directional decals for the floor really helps when you have people moving through your space. So you have the freestanding barriers, and then also the directionals as they move through the booth. It kind of keeps them going and they know where to enter and they know where to exit. And once again, anybody watching virtual, I know this is just seeing just the different floor plans we've made. We actually can send you presentations and we can send you more details on this. So anybody that's interested, please let us know.
Yes, and what I love about the directional signage is it creates that easy traffic flow management. So as the designer, you set it up and the attendees by now know where to go. They just follow the signs for in and out access. Also going back with the clear dividers, we also have them in a tabletop or bar top version. You'll notice them here both in the booth side, but also on the registration booth side. And it's an added safety measure, right? So the employee behind or the attendee in front of, whether you're using this to get your name badge, food and beverage, I mean, you can fit a champagne flute through ours. So anywhere you want to use it, it is that extra safety measure.
It's super important. We as event professionals have to create that sense of safety, and it is just so important to bring events back to really have that feeling and that sense that they can come back to an event and they still can be safe.
Yes. So I love this slide.
Yes.
Do you want to tell them
Agreed,
why?
yeah. So this is a 30,000 foot view, right? So this is all the elements put together. This is where we shine as event professionals. We really use our creativity. This is what we're driven off of. This is a way that it kind of just gives you a full view of what we have. So it's got directionals, it's got some of the freestanding dividers, it has lounge seating, and you want to talk about the tables?
Dining?
Yeah.
Yes. So this is a very clever idea for dining, is to use 6-foot tables and put chairs on either end of them. So that way you guarantee people are seated 6 feet apart. Obviously, they're taking their mask off if they're dining, but this way they're able to see each other face to face or eye to eye and still feel connected while being safe. We can also do that with the bubbles. So the circles that you see are 36-inch round tables, whether they're cafe height or bar height, where the attendee, each person has their own 36-inch space, but when you put them in that design of a bubble, they are all physically distanced following guidelines.
Right, and this gives you guys and your clients a visual of how do we make this event happen? How can we all come together and still stay 6 feet apart? It's so important for us to create that visual for them and be able to present them a real vision and to create that how they can come together and have it still be successful and still be inviting and still be warm.
And if you're watching virtually and haven't heard the news, Cort Events does have drape throughout the country, and here you'll notice it. It's very slight and easy to see and easy to miss, but there's drape all around to give, again, that sense of comfort. We're using much more space now since people are physically distanced, and the use of drape helps with noise, with the beauty of it, and it makes it feel more comfortable, more welcoming, more like what they've been used to in quarantine. And then last but not least, you'll notice the enter and exit decals here. We do have those available for purchase as well. You can customize the background color if you want it to match your custom branding, but those also help with the traffic flow management. So Cort is really here to help you design whatever experience you're looking to do. We're here to tell you it's possible, it's doable. We've been working with clients for months now, whether it's virtual, hybrid, or in person. Moving forward. Cort cares.
Enhanced sanitation.
Yes.
We hear a lot about cleaning now, right? Cleaning, safety, that's top priority for everything that we do. This has become a super huge priority for Cort as a company. If your clients don't feel safe coming together, it's not going to be successful. So we have implemented some enhanced sanitation processes.
Yeah, we care about our attendees and our clients and their health and safety. So for the past 4 to 5 months, we've been working on these procedures and what they look like for us in a rental world. We have more information on this if you want to come learn exactly the life cycle of a product. When does it get sanitized, cleaned, by who, where, how does it get stored? All of that we have available for you. You can come to our booth to get more information if you're in person, or feel free to reach out to your local account exec if you're watching virtually.
Yep.
Before we say goodbye, we want to say that we're so excited to be here to be a premier partner of Together Again Expo. We look forward to working with you to design experiences, again, whether they're virtual, hybrid, or in person. Feel free to reach out to your local Cort account executive.
Thank you.